Winter's coming up, and I need someone to cuddle up with to stay warm on those cold winter nights. And a mask-wearing criminal disguising themselves as a horrific monster in order to enact devious and mischievous plots is the perfect one for the job. The only trouble is, there's too darn many to choose from. I've got mask-wearing criminals coming out the damn walls. So the only way to figure out which monster I should romance is to rank them on various arbitrary categories to find the perfect one for me. Let me be clear. I want a monster boyfriend. Don't take that clip out of context. So I'll really be judging specifically based on the monster costume, not on the person inside of it. The first category is cuddleability. Remember, at the end of the day, I need to stay warm during those cold winter nights, so cuddleability is a must. The next category is spookiness. Important distinction. Scariness does not equal spookiness. I want somebody that I can go out with on Halloween, not somebody that scares me every time I see them. The final category is mischievousness. The hallmark of any Scooby-Doo monster is their scheme. I want a monster with a mischievous streak, somebody who's committing creative crimes, and definitely not somebody who's truly, totally evil. The first monster is the Black Knight. Now, he has cold, hard armor, and he's not super spooky, and he's really just in it for art forgery, which is the lamest crime. Next up, we have the Ghost of Captain Cutler, who also has cold, hard armor, but the kelp is a little soft, so he gets a bit of a boost. He looks just like the guy from the SpongeBob movie, so he's not really doing it in the spookiness department. But he was trying to steal yachts from rich people, which is kind of awesome. Phantom is a translucent ghost, so I can't really cuddle him. He's literally just like a sheet, and he's just looking for treasure in a castle. Boring. Boo. With Minor 49er, we finally have somebody who's a decent cuddler, but unfortunately he's literally just a guy, and he's an oil baron to top it all off. 0 out of 10 stars. Pass. With the first Witch Doctor, the mask is really the only part of the costume, and he's really just running a dog smuggling ring and he's being racist. Total pass. The Ghost of Elias Kingston has strong arms that will hold you late into the night, but he's really just a guy that's blue. He is trying to steal money from a rich family, which is kinda cool. Ape Man is just a fluffy ape. He's just a fluffy ape. And he's also just a fluffy ape. His whole scheme is just that he's jealous that he didn't get the leading role in a movie, and I've seen better. Okay. Charlie, hear me out. Yes, Charlie is just a metal robot, but I think he has a very kind soul, and I think he would be a great cuddler. He's maybe a bit too spooky, kind of edging into the scary zone, but still not too bad. He does some property damage, which is cool and based, but only because his programming was messed with, so he's really not that mischievous on his own. However, he is a solid contender. The Puppet Master is an average cuddler, he's got a boring look, he's got a boring scheme, it's a no-go for me. It's like a study of human averages. The Ghost Clown is probably very soft and cuddly, but he's way too scary. I'm sorry, but if I'm cuddling you, even if you're all soft and fluffy, if I turn around and look at your face and I want to scream, that's not gonna work for me. His whole scheme is that he's trying to get revenge on some guy for sending him to jail for stealing, but like, you already did the interesting crime. Now you're just doing it for attention. Dracula is an average cuddler, and with his Party City costume, it's really not working for me. His scheme is literally to just steal jewels, which is the most boring crime imaginable. Frankenstein has big, strong arms, but the look is just a bit lacking. Also, he's just the same guy as Dracula trying to steal the same jewels, so like, boring. The Wolfman is a soft and fuzzy guy, and his look is definitely an improvement over the others, but it's still nothing to write home about. Unfortunately, he's just the same guy as before looking for the same damn jewels, which like at this point, get a goddamn hobby. The Mummy of Anka has very soft wraps, but they might get itchy after a while. It's a classic look and doesn't really try to be too different, but it does perfect the classics. His scheme is to steal a coin, which will unlock a hippo statue to get a diamond scarab, which is just convoluted enough to be fun. Plus, he'd be crazy good at escape rooms, which is an added bonus. The Witch is a pretty solid cuddler, but the pointy nose and chin is really gonna get in the way. I'm pretty much guaranteed to just be Big Spoon, and that's kinda boring. It's a classic look, very Halloween vibes, and I really dig it. Her scheme is trying to find an armored bank truck, which crashed into the swamp years ago, and that's a victimless crime. She's innocent, hashtag let her go, hashtag witch did nothing wrong. The zombie is a very adorable little man, and he's definitely going to be a simp. He's, again, very Halloween vibes, and it's pretty classic without really doing anything special. He has the same scheme as the witch, so he's innocent too, just let him go. Redbeard's ghost would make you be the Big Spoon every single time. He's also literally just a guy in a pirate costume, which is so fucking boring. Also, his scheme is just committing insurance fraud because his business sucked. Yawn. Oh, boo-hoo, the businessman ran out of money. That's so sad. Who cares? Who cares, dude? Get a job. Okay, the spooky space kook. Honestly, I think he would be a very kind and very good cuddler. His metal suit just isn't his fault, and he just wants to love. I love this look. It's so iconic, it's fresh, it's new. He's really pushing the envelope on what a Scooby-Doo monster can be. He's iconic. Half of his scheme is to terrorize the United States Air Force to get them to sell Air Base land super cheap, which is based in Dewpild. However, the rest of his scheme is terrorizing an innocent farmer, which isn't as cool. Overall, though, very solid contender. With the Green Ghosts, cuddling might be a little bit difficult, but both of them would make up for it. If the spooky space kook was changing what a monster could be, these guys were perfecting the formula of a traditional ghost. It's a phenomenal look, the color palette is fantastic, and I really just love how these ghosts look. Also, their whole thing was just trying to steal money from a rich old dead guy. That's awesome. Also, the fortune just turned out to be Confederate dollars, which means they were stealing from a rich old racist Confederate sympathizer. Icons. The Snow Ghost is big and strong and soft. He's a giant teddy bear, but he is one of the only original monsters that tries to actually kill somebody from the Mystery Inc., so I think I'm going to avoid potential murderers. The Ghost of Mr. Hyde is really just a generic green ghoul, but I will give him points for leaning into the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde aesthetic. Although he's just trying to cover his jewel thefts, which is so boring, so unoriginal, so uninspired. How many jewels can a ghoul possibly steal? Now, the Ghost of Zintu really hasn't aged very well. And it was just a smuggling operation, so we're just gonna pass. The caveman has big, strong arms, but he's literally just a guy. The creeper has terrible vibes, unoriginal, uninspired, and he is literally the president of the bank that he's robbing. He's robbing from his own bank, and he's already the president of a bank, so he's fucking rich already, so why are you stealing from your own fucking bank? 0 stars. 0 stars, none. I love the Headless Spectre's big fluffy coat and these soft gloves, but no head means that there's not going to be any kisses. The look is inspired, and the headless effect is definitely leagues above some of the other ghosts, but that's kind of it. He's just trying to steal from his ancestors' secret treasure, so like, Okay, hear me out. Yes, the phony phantom is literally just a guy with a sheet. Yes, he's trying to steal jewels from a castle, but you have to respect this man's tenacity. In a world where literally anybody can make an incredibly elaborate and realistic monster costume, this guy just put a sheet on his head and demanded that the Mystery Inc. gang treat him with the same respect as any other monster. King shit. But maybe not boyfriend material. Yikes. The only thing spooky about this guy is cultural appropriation. He's literally just a colonizer trying to hide his pearl poaching operation. 0 out of 10 stars, F-. Go back to the foul ghost and learn how to be a real monster. Pass. Okay, sure the werewolf is fluffy, but his only werewolf quality is just the hair, and the rest of him is just a green dude. Yawn. His whole thing is smuggling innocent sheep, and like, that's so mean. I don't want that. And finally, we have the Wax Phantom. I think he'd be a very solid snuggler. Sure, you might think that wax might be like uncomfortable, but I think it would be kind of nice. Especially if it was like warmed up a little bit, he'd be like a walking candle. But he is just embezzling from his own TV station, which is so boring. Guys, white collar crime is always so boring, and dressing up as a ghost doesn't make it any better. So with all that being said, there are a lot of good contenders. Charlie and the spooky space kook are definitely in the top 3. However, I think there's one that's risen above the rest. According to my rigorous and scientific research, the clear winner here is the Green Ghosts. They might not be the softest or the cuddliest, but they have incredible spooky vibes and are truly mischievous. Plus, if I strike out with one of them, I can always try the other. Now all that's left is to pitch this to the Green Ghosts themselves. This is why you, the Green Ghost from Scooby-Doo, should date me. Number 1, I hate Confederates, and I will happily help you steal money from them. Number 2, I could come up with so many crazy things for us to do, like steal money from Mitch McConnell, steal money from Ted Cruz, steal money from Ron DeSantis. The possibilities are endless. Number 3, I hate that stupid dog. Scooby-Doo? More like, no thank you. This concludes our presentation. But wait, one more thing. This could be you. Yeah, mic drop.
actually broke